Trinity and Reese engage in a playful, flirtatious battle of wits, their banter hinting at a simmering attraction. However, the mood shifts dramatically when Trinity falls asleep in class and is awakened by a chilling warning from Professor Thompson. The scene explodes into chaos as Trinity and Vincent find themselves hunted by a pack of rogue wolves. Just when all hope seems lost, Professor Thompson intervenes, leaving Trinity bewildered and questioning their true intentions. Will they be able to escape the attack, and what secrets does Professor Thompson hold?
Trinity didn't know how much more alone time with Reese she could stomach. She watched helplessly as all of their companions dispersed before arriving at a Shelby Mustang with Reese. Isn't it a little gratuitous to have so many cars? Trinity waited for Reese to open the door for her.
Being the alpha isn't easy. Reese hopped into the driver's seat and revved the engine. Don't I deserve a perk or two?
They drove back to the estate in silence. Trinity could sense that something was about to change. They didn't say a word to each other as they climbed the stairs to the 4th floor. Trinity turned to walk towards her room when Reese stopped her with his voice.
Not so fast, little bunny.
Reese, I don't have time for this. I have an essay to write. With all of their weekend traveling, Trinity was too exhausted for homework. If she wasn't careful, she was going to fall behind.
Come to my office.
Reese walked away without waiting for a response. Normally, Trinity would have protested, but sensing the tension in the air, she agreed and followed him down the hall. She looked out the window and saw Noah and Carter driving back down the driveway, and she wished they were here to act as a buffer between her and Reese. Reese opened the door and waved Trinity in ahead of him, pulling the door shut with a snap behind him. She was about to take her usual seat when he guided her towards the sofa. So he wants this to be a casual conversation? Trinity wondered if that meant he wanted to comfort her because she had a tough day, or calm her because he was going to tell her something she wouldn't like.
What exactly happened today, little bunny?
Reese asked as Trinity took her seat. He sat in the far corner of the sofa, lounging leisurely. But Trinity could sense that he was anything but relaxed. I thought you were already informed. Trinity shifted uncomfortably. Didn't Vincent tell you everything?
I want to hear it from you, Reese growled.
I went to class with Vincent as usual. After class...
Anything happened during class? Reese cut her off.
Trinity glared at him. Why do you ask?
I need to know everything, little bunny. Little details that seem insignificant now may mean something to us later. It's important that you're thorough for your own protection.
Was she in danger? Trinity knew the risk that came with leaving their pack's territory. But was she really vulnerable to more attacks right under Reese's nose? My first class went fine, but I fell asleep in my second. I was so exhausted from all of our traveling, and Professor Thompson's voice is so soothing.
What happened then? He inquired.
Vincent woke me up when my book fell to the ground, and Professor Thompson came up to my desk. That was the first time I was close enough to her to notice that she was a wolf, but I've never really seen her in our pack.
She's from Riley's pack, Reese answered.
You knew she was a wolf? Trinity looked at Reese.
You think I don't know my own Luna's professors? She is not from our pack. She's from Riley's. She lives between our territories and commutes for work purposes. She is an ally, he added.
I know that now. Did Reese actually take an interest in Trinity's life? She searched his eyes for answers. How did he seem to know everything about her while constantly pushing her away?
Please, continue, little bunny.
After class, Vincent, Juniper, and I went to lunch at Franny's kitchen. After we ate, Juniper went back to meet with Paul and Cedar while Vincent and I went back to the car.
I thought Paul and Cedar joined you everywhere. Why didn't they go to lunch? He questioned.
They went to some martial arts thing. They're thinking about becoming pack warriors. Trinity sensed Reese's ears perk up at this, but he didn't respond.
What happened then?
That's when I sensed a man in his wolf form. Vincent tried to get us out of there, but then another wolf showed up to attack us as well. Then Professor Thompson joined us. She helped protect us. I'll have to thank her in the next class, Trinity added.
I heard you had to defend yourself personally. Reese held his body in a relaxed position, but his knuckles were turning white as he gripped the sofa.
Yes, one of the wolves circled around. I jumped out of the way, then kicked him in the jaw. Trinity was proud of herself for that maneuver.
And how did you come to be at the mall when there are only 2 attackers? You had 2 people defending you, yes?
Well, Yes, Trinity fumbled. But at least half a dozen more wolves were howling in the distance. They were coming to back up the others.
So you would have been outnumbered 8-2. It was not a question, but a statement.
3, Trinity corrected him.
2, Reese snapped. You're not supposed to be fighting.
Haven't I proven that I know how to protect myself? Trinity frowned.
No, Trinity. You know how to buy time, not protect yourself. There's a difference. Reese finally gave up on attempting to appear relaxed. He launched himself off of the sofa and began pacing. You don't have a wolf. You don't stand a chance against one.
That's not true, Trinity snapped. I've been training to fight for almost 15 years.
No amount of training will make you as strong as a wolf, Trinity. Reese laughed. You know it. Can we stop pretending?
Do you hear yourself, Reese? Trinity stood. She didn't care that Reese was a full foot taller than her. She would not back down. All you've done since day one is pretend. I can't keep track of it anymore. We're pretending to be mates, fine. We're pretending I have what it takes to be a Luna, great. But I will not pretend to be some weak child desperate for your protection. Trinity marched toward the door and swung it open. I can take care of myself. Thank you.
You're done with school, Reese called after her, and she froze in her tracks. Temporarily.
What? Trinity turned around.
My number one priority is to keep my pack safe. The pack needs you alive, Reese added.
I'm almost done with the semester. Trinity had never begged Reese for anything, but he couldn't be serious about asking her to drop out of school. She had studied so hard for her entire life. Without a wolf, her education was what she relied on to make something of herself and to be a valuable member of the pack. Let me finish the semester, at least.
I can't risk you being attacked again. Reese couldn't even look at her.
So I'm just going to lose all the work I put in this semester? All the work I put in for over a decade to get to where I am today. As much as she hated letting Reese see her upset, she felt the tears begin to sting at the back of her eyes.
I'll work something out so you can still take your exams. But you cannot go to class until we get this rogue situation under control.
How long will that be? Trinity demanded.
I don't know.
The apathy in Reese's voice stung more than anything. Trinity couldn't control herself. The tears she was holding back started to fall. Congratulations, Reese. Trinity directed every ounce of rage she'd been holding into her words. I didn't know I could hate you anymore. But look at that. You succeeded. I didn't know I could hate you anymore. Reese saw the tears streaming down Trinity's face and looked away. But look at that. You succeeded.
It's just temporary, Trinity. Reese shook his head. No need to get so upset. We'll catch those rogues and get you back to school soon enough.
And after that? Trinity didn't even bother to wipe away her tears. Will we just go back to ignoring each other? Hiding in separate wings until we're forced to reproduce? And then we die? This isn't a life, Reese.
Reese hated seeing her heartbroken, and he hated that she blamed him, but he could not risk another attack. My decision is final, Reese declared.
Don't you have anything else to say? Trinity looked at him expectantly, shaking with frustration and rage.
No. What could he say to make her feel better? If he could round up the rogues and walk them away now, he would, but it wasn't that simple. Why couldn't she see that she was vulnerable? It was a danger to the entire pack.
I'll be in my room.
Trinity slammed the door and Reese sat alone for a moment. She did not yell at him. She did not beg him for anything or blame him for anything. She did not call him Fido or any of her other insufferable dog names. He never expected to miss that. I'm sorry, little bunny. Finally, alone with his thoughts, a suspicion in the back of his mind was starting to take form. All of the recent attacks involved one person, and all of them required information that only those closest to him would know. Reese was interrupted by a knock. He was surprised to find that he hoped Trinity would come back, but he knew it wasn't her. Her scent was too distant. Come in. The work of an alpha was never over. The door flung open and Noah strode in with a cloud of fury surrounding him. Looks like things didn't go very well, Reese growled. I could say the same to you, Noah barked. What does that mean? I just ran into Trinity's hallway and she was crying. She's disappointed. Reese looked down at his desk. She'll get over it. I told her she's prohibited from going to class. Why? Noah questioned. Did I miss something? Reese stood up. He towered over Noah. Or have our roles been reversed? Since when do you make demands of the alpha? Reese and Noah locked eyes for a moment before Noah looked away. Reese hoped he wouldn't have to address the issue again. Noah rarely questioned his decisions. Where are the rogues? Reese inquired. They were gone by the time Vincent and the others went back to investigate. Their scent still lingered, but there was no sign of them anywhere. None of them? Reese growled. No. Vincent will have a full report for you later. How could they all disappear so quickly? Something was amiss. Reese knew it. Someone powerful was pulling the strings, and Reese would find them. I need to discuss something with you, Noah, and it needs to stay between us. Reese returned to his chair and motioned for Noah to sit down. Yes, Alpha? Do you remember when Trinity was first attacked? Reese asked Noah. When you first realized she was your mate? Noah questioned. Yes. That rogue that went after her when she was returning home. I remember. Noah's eyes looked distant. She was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Could be. Or she could have been targeted. Reese watched as Noah's face flooded with understanding. You think whoever's behind this has been after her for that long? Noah asked him. It's a possibility, Reese replied. Most of the pack didn't even know she was Luna then. Noah ran his hands through his hair. I had only just learned. That is the part that concerns me. Reese took a deep breath. Then there was an attack by the Warlocks. There is only one way they would know when I was visiting Riley and that Trinity would be with me. Someone had to help them. It would have been someone in your inner circle. Noah was putting the pieces together. And now a whole pack of rogues is attacking her at school. Reese concluded. She is the target. Or someone is trying to use her to get to you, Noah observed. That's why I'm distancing myself from her as much as possible. I need to protect her. I need her alive to protect my pack. I don't intend to let her get close to me. Reese sensed Noah's tensing. I've been keeping her at bay for a while now. What? Noah's rage returned. Why in Goddess's name would you do that? He questioned. First and foremost, to protect her. Look at the facts, Noah. Reese turned on him. She's been attacked 3 times since finding out we were mates. Do you really think that's a coincidence? How many times was she attacked before now? Noah shook his head. Second, I never wanted a mate in the first place, especially one without a wolf. She would never be a true leader of this pack. She would never match me at anything. So I've rejected her. You've what? Noah's eyes darkened. Noah had always chosen his duty to the pack, to his alpha, over everything else, but Reese was testing him. I told her she was my mate in name only, that we will never be more than 2 people forced together. I said we will eventually share a bed to have a child and carry on the family line, but until then, she is nothing to me. Reese couldn't look at Noah. He didn't want to see the disgust on his face. Without a word, Noah got to his feet and approached Reese. As soon as he looked up, Noah's fist smashed into the left side of his face. The force of the blow would have knocked a weaker man off his feet. Reese remained where he was, but he did feel the bones in his cheek crack. What the hell is the matter with you? Noah snarled. What kind of man says that to his mate? Noah was like a brother to Trinity. Of course he would stand up for her. She's been attacked 3 times because of me, Noah. Being my mate is dangerous for her. I did it to protect her. You're confusing being cruel to her with protecting her. They're not the same. Reese had never seen Noah so angry. And now you're taking her away from classes? Can't you see how hard she's worked? Maybe she doesn't have a wolf, but she spent a lifetime trying to make up for that. She's days away from ending the semester. Are you really going to ruin all of that hard work out of spite? Noah sneered. You're just as delusional as her. When she's not here, she's vulnerable. 6 rogues were ready to attack her. Am I supposed to send an entire army every time she needs to attend a lecture? The pack can't afford it, and we can't afford to lose her either. She stays here, Reese declared. I saw her in the hallway, Reese. She was inconsolable. You could have at least tried to comfort her. Trinity doesn't want to be comforted by me, Reese snapped. She says I'm nothing to her, too. She can't stand to be near me. How would you respond, Reese, if your mate rejected you? Noah knew him too well. You'd do the exact same thing. You'd fight back before showing any weakness. She's much stronger than you think if you'd give her any credit. I bet you didn't even try to make her feel better. Imagine if it were Nikki, Noah. Reese urged Noah to see his side of things. He knew Noah would do anything to protect his mate. Do not bring Nikki into this, Noah roared. I would never let anyone harm her, and I would never use her as an excuse for my own poor behavior. Nikki is everything to me. The mate bond is a greater gift than any other. You aren't just punishing yourself when you push Trinity away. It's not one of Reese's greatest acts of martyrdom. You're causing irreparable damage to her, too. I can't imagine anything more crushing than being told you are nothing to a mate. I can't believe Trinity has been forced to tolerate all of this pain alone, he added. Trinity has been attacked so many times. Think of how much worse it would be if I openly showed affection for her, or if people thought we were closer than we are. Someone is after me, after my position, and they think they can use her to get to me? So I'm pushing her away to save her. Reese tried to reason. You're not fooling anyone, Reese, Noah spat. All you're doing is pushing her away. Your enemies know how strong the bond is. This isn't about protecting her. It's about protecting your pride. Noah stomped to the door. And acting like you're doing this for the good of the pack? War is coming. Our pack needs an alpha and Lunar that are united. If you can't give us that, we will fall apart. How can you not see that? Noah didn't wait for an answer. He slammed the door behind him, leaving without another word. That's a first. Reese stared at the closed door. In the past, he would have ripped someone's arm off for slamming his door. Now, he'd let two people have the last word and slam the door behind them in one afternoon. Having a Luna really was making him soft. I really just want to protect everyone. My pack. My Luna. Even myself. Why was it so hard to make sure no one got hurt?
The future of their pack hangs precariously in the balance. Can Reese overcome his own self-doubt and find a way to protect Trinity while mending their fractured relationship? Or will his pride and fear ultimately lead to their downfall?
Want to know what happens next? Click on the link in the description below to watch further episodes of Chosen by Fate, Rejected by the Alpha.